I also remember giving a lot of tours when I lived here, both when I lived here and both when I worked for Bob Kerrey. But I just thought that giving tours when I was 10, 11, 12 years old was the best thing in the world. And I was usually giving tours to the majority of kids that would come through during the summer. And I used to tell some stories that in my mind I thought that was exactly what it was, but I guess I would sometimes change the story a little bit. One of them was that the table in the dining room was an exact replica of the table that was in the White House, only the table in the White House, our table seated 25 and the table at the White House seated 125. Well, my mother caught me saying that one time, and she says, that's not quite exactly right. Just think about how big that table would have to be if it sat 125. And I remember pointing out the small details of this house that were so, small and minute that nobody would notice, like the pineapple on the stairway going up that is left uncarved, which was the signature of the wood carving artist, and just small things like that. Great memories, just great memories. When I was had just finished college and was a new mother and was looking for an opportunity and worked on the Bob Kerrey's campaign for governor. And then when he was successful in his bid for governor, he approached me and offered me the opportunity to come back in a whole different capacity. And I jumped at the opportunity because, well, I had lived here for 8 years. There wasn't anybody besides my parents that had been in this building as long as I had at that time. And so I did work for him during his administration as the governor's mansion director. And it was so fun to be able to be back here and have a different role, but still be able to be in this building that was my home for so long. My mother was very instrumental in getting the First Lady's display set up back in the 70s. And it was every governor's, the First Lady was depicted in her inaugural ball gown. And the only other unique situation, of course, was Kay Orr being a female governor and having, Bill be the first gentleman. So, but for Bob Kerrey's, it was kickoff party for his administration, and we had a lot of the department heads in for a dinner, get to know everybody, and kind of a housewarming, and just an ornery streak came through. And so I decided to put a little paper sack over one of the First Lady's head with a sign in front of it that read "The Unknown First Lady," and the year, I believe it was 1982, and just put it in there. Didn't say anything to anybody, and it certainly didn't take Bob Kerrey long to discover it. And it was quite the joke of the evening. That was all good and fine. The problem is I forgot to take it out. So then the next Monday we were taking a tour group through, and I let him into the doll room, and I looked in there and saw that little doll with this little paper sack over her head, 2 little eye holes cut out with the unknown First Lady. But they thought it was funny and it was cute, but it did remain in there for a day too long.